Some are saying that we lazy. Some are saying that we crazy. Some are saying that we lazy. And some are saying that we crazy. Or what we hear in this world to do is just to preach the word of freedom. Or what we hear in this world to do is just to preach the word of Jaja. So that means we not crazy. People hear me saying, Rastafaria, oh yeah, Rastafaria, oh yeah, we are not crazy. And I believe some of you know this song, Rastafarians. People think they are crazy. Others think they are lazy. But let me give you an info before we go into our topic this morning. A true Rastafarian is very peaceful, very approachable. You can't offend them. I think they should be the true example of what humans should be. But you see, it looks like they were born looking guilty. And so some people say they are crazy. Others say they are lazy. But if you know what these people know, this world would have been a more better place than it is today. I am George Onyibe. Of course, I am from Agbo in Delta State, current day South-South geopolitical zone for record purposes. And as a community value advocate, there is a lot that is going on and we pretend not to have noticed. But the truth remains that if you do not respond in a time like this, it will be to the detriment of your people. And for those of you who have set behind to upset the balance, you should understand that if you do not repent, karma will catch up with you. Continuing from our discussion, which is coming in series, I have to move out from the order of the merchandise now into a new order known as the order of the custodians or the order of the teacher. Whether you use custodian or teacher, it is the same. They are still part of the four orders. That is the foundational pillar for the setting up of community from settlement, Amnet, even to the global community. It is important that we expose some of this area to enable our people know what we are up against in order for them to prepare for the due day. And now, like every other areas of life, let's start this way. In the book of Daniel, he prophetically say, when you see the abomination of the dissolution standing in the holy place, let everybody that is reading the word of God pay attention. The same was repeated in the book of Mark and of course the book of Matthew. And then Jesus said to his disciple, when you see the abomination of dissolution spoken by the prophet Daniel standing in the holy place, everyone who is reading the Bible should pay attention. And I've told you, I'm not a religious person. I believe in the Creator. I'm not a religious person because religion is an institution. But my faith in the Bible is not holistic, based on the fact that we know it has been manipulated. But I stick by the truth that the secret that governs the universe are covered in the Bible. Only those who view this Bible or any other religious group through the mind of God can harness its true potential. And that is why the Bible says, if you know God through human wisdom, you can't see him. If you are looking for him through academic wisdom, you will never see him. This having been said, if you look at the Bible, for instance, in Ephesians 4:11 and 12, and it says, for it is he who has given some to be apostle, prophet, pastors, evangelists, and teachers. These are the four orders that we are indirectly presenting to you. And in the Christendom, because you were not meant to understand about these four orders, you will not appreciate our lesson. In Christianity, they have it is 5 orders, but it's all the same. That 5 orders can be squashed into 4 orders. This is an introductory part of this, the order of the custodian or the teacher. So it's important I explain so you can be able to follow on in the order series. And now, in Christianity, it's actually 4 orders. The 5th order encompasses the rest. What do I mean? You have the apostle, you have the prophet, you have the evangelist, you have the pastors, the teachers. And then let's remove the pastor. I'm coming. And then in the 4 cardinal points, you have the north, the west, the east, and the south. And then the 5th one is not there as it is presented in the Bible, which is the order of the pastor. And then when you come to the 4 market days, as you see, it is replicated. And then if you go to the 4 elements of life, one of them is still omitted. And you begin to see the wind, the water, the earth, and the fire. But one of them is missing. I'm coming. And so when you talk about the order of community, you talk about the order of the custodians, the order of the authority or monarch, the order of the slaves, and then the order of the merchandise. One is also missing. And so whether you're looking at it from the Bible version of it, where it was openly revealed, understand that the one that is missing from every other 4 major pillars is you. And that you is the link that makes every order to work together. And so the Bible actually presents the 4 order, asking you that without the pastor, there will be no prophet. Without the pastor, the work of the apostle cannot be sustained. Without the pastor, the work of the evangelist is useless. Without the pastor, the work of the teacher cannot be appreciated. And so these 4 work for the edification of one body, which is you. And by the time you look at the 4 cardinal points, you will discover that they have to be a reference point before there could be north, west, east, and south. And that reference point is you. When you look at the elements, the fire, the water, the wind, and the earth, the 4 of them exist solely for you. And so you are the 5th element there. And when we are talking about the 4 orders of the community, one is still missing, the people that makes up the community. And so the 4 order exist mainly for now. This having been said, we will go back to what I was trying to point out to you. The essence of this broadcast is to make you to understand these foundational orders. Like in the church, the apostles are not supposed to preside over a church. They are the one with the blueprint of how the church should be organized. The evangelists are the one with the ability to provoke people with the word of God leading unto repentance. They are not supposed to be pastor. And then the prophet are the ones that reveal the mind of God. They are not supposed to be pastor. And then the teachers are the one that had the ability to divide the word of God rightfully. They are not supposed to be pastor. But then becoming pastor is not against the rule. But then a pastor as well can be all of them. But we are advised to function individually so it can be profitable. And now coming to this order, like I have told you, the order you are born into really doesn't matter. But what you do can switch the order you originally belong to. And that is why we should be very careful in what you are doing. And I'm drawing revelation from what Daniel said. He said, when you see the dissolution of abomination, the abomination of dissolution, vice versa, standing in the holy place, all of you who are listening should pay attention. And so when we see Igbo people jumping from one community to another, telling you must be Igbo, you are Igbo, everybody is Igbo, and then dish out different story, a very huge project to change the narratives, engaging every search engine known to human being, from Cyclopedia to Wikipedia to Google to AI search machine, every search engine, they have a huge project re-editing our history. Not only have they tampered with our culture and tradition, not only have they stolen our heritage, not only are they deliberately trying to misplace us in the affairs of humanity in terms of the global community, they lowered our value system. This is the abomination of dissolution. It is standing in the holy place already. And most of my people do not perceive or notice that anything is wrong. And I'm sorry. That is why we came in. I listened to my Ikuri brothers, Rudolph and the other Ikuri Awareness Forum, one of their recent broadcasts. It touches me. I thought we were the only one that had that feeling. And it started in this way. It said, when I was a child, we respect Igbo people. Igbo people respect us. No Igbo man has ever insulted us that we say we are Ikwere. They accept us as Ikwere. And we have not challenged their identity as Igbo. And we respect them as Igbo. But then, since 2014, when Nnamdi Kanu came, we start hearing Ikwere is Igbo. This one is Igbo. And that one is Igbo. Everybody must be Igbo. Ikwere is useless. And so on and so forth. I say, wow. And so the project was actually activated by Nnamdi Kanu by criminal-minded Igbo people, which we were part of. But when we know the truth, we did the right thing. And it's the same thing to me. Because as a child, born and brought up in Urugudu, I have never had issue with any Igbo man. I noticed the in-depth resentment and difference between us. We've never constructed each other. I remember an Igbo man that was born, brought up in my community. When he grew up, he went to his village, brought his wife. They are still living in Agbo, opposite my house. We call him Enye. We have never treated him like a non-Agbo man. We have treated him with respect. We love him till tomorrow morning. We call him Enye. And Igbo man is Igbo man. Abo man is Abo man. We have never had any issue to begin to challenge. Come to think about it. The Igbo man, as of when I was a child, cannot talk in my community. If you are Abo person, listen to me. In that Urugudo, when Abo man talk, Igbo man can't respond. It's not as if we are dragging for anything. They know where they belong. But is it not amazing how they have grown wide? A place you allow them, now they are asking for allowance. And you are not seeing the abomination of dissolution. And it's not of any concern to you. And then all of a sudden, now the Kanu came up. Now the Kanu came up as Agu Ironsi came up. Now the Kanu came up as Chukwuemeka Odumegwu came up. Now the Kanu came up as Raphael Wazurike came up. Now the Kanu came up and brought Simon Ekpa. All of them are doing the same thing. The abomination of dissolution. Each of them linked to the major problem we are facing in Nigeria as Nigerians. Igbos are not spared. I have more than 10 different audio that have been sent to me. All of them are Igbo people crying and lamenting on what they are going through in their supposed region. And some hopeless, some of them will soon drop in salt here. I think it was Father Ebube Monso or so that was kidnapped and was narrating to fellow Igbo in one of their secret chats the level of kidnapping that is going on in Anambra State of Soludo. They tell you they are Yahoo plus, but they are all agents of human trafficking. You see, there is no Yahoo. When you hear them Yahoo. Let me not go there yet, because we will uncover all of them. Igbo land was not this terrorized until Nnamdi Kanu started killing Igbo people and shouting Fulani headsmen, they are killing us, they want to Islamize us. It was not there. And when we searched, we saw it was Igbo that were killing Igbo, blaming it on Fulani headsmen. Is it not little wonder, since Nnamdi Kanu is out of the way, we no longer hear of Fulani headsmen? Am I saying those crises are not real? They are real. But they capitalize on the full useless Hausa Fulani who want to destroy our farm and then play their card. But now we know the truth. Fulani cattle rearers, any community where you are misbehaving, don't worry, you will get the reception. But for those Igbo people claiming, killing people and blaming it on Fulani headsmen, you are a project under observation, and we are not going to leave you. But then all these things I have said has brought us to the orders, which if you do not know how they function, they will misplace you. And that is coming to our topic this morning, which is the order of the teachers, who are the custodians. Our fathers, for the reason best known to them, did not tell us so many things, but they will only warn us. But I do not blame them because it is in our DNA. And so not until we are almost drowned, we do not react. And believe me, when we react, it is fierce. We will not leave you. You will either drown with us or you will drown alone. But you won't be able to drown us. And that is why when I see my Abo people, my Nyoma people walking slow motion, I know they have not reached the hitting point. And now that they have not reached the hitting point, Igbo people, face your warrant. Igbo people, stop re-educating our children. Igbo people, focus on your territory. Igbo people, leave us alone. And somebody will say, how does it concern me? Now, let me tell you, the order of the teachers, they are the custodians. In the introduction of this very series, I cited Usman Danfodio as a very good example. And before we look at Usman Danfodio activity to the Hausa people, let me first of all appreciate the president of Nigeria as of this moment, President Ahmed Bola Tinubu. Honestly, we are seeing evidence of the renewed hope. Because your action in recent days is obvious that you want to give the power of Nigerians back to Nigerians, returning each individual to true self. It's obvious your destination is not yet clear to everyone. We can only pray that the Almighty God will direct you on this path. That after you are finished with this renewing of hope of Nigerians, we will be remembering you like Awolowo. When Obafemi Awolowo invested in the life of Yoruba people, not everybody loved him, not every Yoruba supported him. And Yoruba people will know today that without the sacrifices of Obafemi Awolowo, none of you will be relevant in Nigeria. And so President Ahmed Bola Tinubu, continue doing what is necessary. Continue doing the right thing. After all, we understand the hypocrisy within this idea they call equity. Equity without fairness is not equity. And hypocritical fairness and equity, it's a scam. And so, still under the tax reform bill, Hausa is going haywire, or Fulani is going haywire. Some northern elites want to cause problem because they have been the custodians. When you talk about national character, they took over. You talk about everything. All these custodian, teachers of Hausa people, you teach your people that they are born to rule Hausa. They are born to rule me. It's unfair. You believe you have more population and you're going to take and control everything. It's not fair. Hausa, put yourself in the position of a Bini man. Put yourself in the position of a Ijaw man. Hausa, put yourself on position of Abo man. Hausa people, put yourself on position of we you call minority. And tell me you will still canvass for one Nigeria. I won't tell you Hausa to put yourself in the position of Igbo people, because Igbo people started all this thing. That thing you people are dragging, Hausa Fulani, it's Igbo people that cook the food for you people. Just that you push them out of the dining table because of their greed and betrayal in nature. Hausa, allow Tinubu to give Nigerian life back to them. I have to digress so you will understand what I mean. It is not the hatred of anybody that drives me. By the time Yoruba begin to show their nature, we will still be exposing them. But at this moment, there is only one person in government and his team who are trying to restore Nigerian balance to order, and that is President Ahmed Bola Tinubu. It's not because he's the president of Nigeria. When he begin to do anyhow, we begin to talk to him anyhow. But there was no need, or there should be no need for that. And if we are going to talk to him anyhow when he do anyhow, I think when he's doing the right, we should say he's doing the right thing. Allow the tax reform bill to work. Allow the issues that has presented political imbalance, marginalization, disenfranchisation, nepotism, and tribalism to strive in our nation. And so that we should stop hypocritically pretending that we are one united Nigeria, when you know there is nothing united, only falsehood. We are united in criminality. We are united in robbing the common masses. Let's snap out of it. Now let us come back home. And so there is a man named Utmadan Fodio, who is a teacher, a custodian. And for some reason, he had issue with his boss, the order of the monarch. And he was expelled. And so with the knowledge as a custodian, he moved into the Hausa community. He teach them all the things he know. He mobilized the Hausa. And within a very period of time, he's controlled the Hausa people already. He went back to the order of the monarch, the authority, and destroyed that institution and built the Utmadan Fodio empire. And since then, the life of Hausa people is not the same again. And that is why there is no Hausa emir in Hausa land. And maybe you begin to get about it. And because of the ability of the custodian, of the teacher to sustain the lesson they have learnt, believe me, these few ethnic groups known as the Fulani has held all Nigerian hostage since independence. Remember, it is not the order of the authority, the monarchs, that is sustaining the Fulani, should I say oligarchy? It is not the order of their merchandise. It is not the order of their slaves. It is the order of their custodians. And I want you to watch all the people, all the Hausa Fulani people who are complaining. They want to attack Tinubu. They have started threatening. We know ourselves. Come 2027, we will remove Tinubu. They are the custodians. And now, Hausa can talk. As far as the history of Nigeria is concerned, only one Hausa man has been relevant. But the name of Hausa has been used to do exploits and destroy so many things. But is the Hausa man truly the Hausa man? The last time I checked, it is only Abubakar Tafawa Balewa is the original Hausa man who has ever been in the helm of affair in Nigeria. And the Fulani did their job well. Because the order of the custodian, the teachers, were properly funded. And look at where we are today. But are they really enjoying it? But many people will not understand because you do not know how it functions. If you do not know the element you belong to as a human being, your life will be miserable. There are some things we cannot teach. There are some things we cannot see. Because your misapplication of this knowledge will destroy you. Some Hausa people listening to this, when I say, he hate Hausa, he hate Hausa. And so what? But is it your hatred that drives me? It's just a warning Because kingdom rise and kingdom fall. The time Igbo man was in charge of Nigeria, mesmerizing himself, Igbo man did not know they will come to this stage. When Aguyoronsi and Ochukwemeke Ojukwu were destroying Isaac Adakaburu, when they betrayed Philip F. Young, when they abandoned Achuse to their death, when they allowed Chukwu Makadona and Zogu to kill himself out of frustration, did they know they will get here? When they were creating one Nigeria, did you think they were able to visage that the one Nigeria will favor Hausa and Fulani in the end? Which has brought all of us to our new. So Hausa, why you think you are immovable? My brother, kingdom rise and kingdom fall. You should learn. You have custodians of the teachers. You have custodians. You should learn. And they said there was a man named Nimrod. He ruled the whole world. He challenged the creator today. Where is Nimrod? The mind, the brain behind the Tower of Babel. And yet there was another one known as Nebuchadnezzar, who climbed on the temple of his mansion, looked upon the world he controlled, and said, who is that God to challenge me? But he was humble to live like a beast for 7 years according to the Bible. You should learn from the Medians, the Persians. You should learn from the Romans. They were time, it looks like they were untouchable. Even the European nation, the British people, that small British people you saw, if you know what they did to this world, if they reviewed their matter, I could say no British person will be allowed to live what they did to the rest of the world. But Britain, British people, they can't cough today. They will only diplomatically make statements. Let them try China. Let them try Japan. Let them try India. Let them try Israel. Let them even challenge America. They will know that this era of the imperialists is over. And what am I saying? Kingdom rise and kingdom fall. Have you heard about the Soviet Union, the Iron Curtain nation? Kingdom rise and kingdom fall. And so Hausa, if you are the people enjoying it today, the best thing you can do for Nigerians is allow everybody to be liberated. Free everybody. Because you are the one that will do that. You are the only people that will not upset the balance. You know the truth. And so President Ahmed Bola Tinubu is trying to bring about a political transition, returning us back to an atmosphere where the true love that existed among Nigerians that gave birth to the independent will be initiated. Most people did not know that the foundation of Nigeria independence was actually laid by the massacre of certain Igbo men who were mining coal in Enugu. When these people were killed, the Yoruba man raised alarm. The Hausa man raised alarm. The Igbo man raised alarm. Minorities in Nigeria raised alarm. Nigerians now that have left Nigeria because of anger of Igbo people raised alarm. Both the ignorant, the wise, and the rich, everybody raised alarm. It was the death of those people that initiated the process why Nigerians came together in love, in unity, in harmony, and fought and pushed for independence. The Benin were not left out because Enahuru, as a young man, played his role. Unbelievable. And so, allow this Tinubu administration to complete this reformation. And so we can come together and then discuss as one Nigeria. And then, having digressed enough to make you see some of the areas we are facing, we come down to the order of the custodians, the teachers, I call them. All of a sudden, we began to hear Biafra, Biafra, Biafra. And that was in 2014. And in May 2014, I joined Biafra people. Because everything in Kanu was saying is the truth. But do not forget that the road to hellfire is paved with good intention. For people to deceive you, they will tell you lies dressed in the garment of the truth. That was the card Nnamdi Kanu played. And then we said, this man is saying the truth. I approached Nnamdi Kanu through the inquiry line they gave then, controlled by one Igbo girl known as Ahamifuna. And I said, I'm this person. I'd like to join you people. I'm from Abo. And they linked me to another Chidibiri Omudiwe from Enugu and another David Njoko from River State. And then we started having communication with Nnamdi Kanu and the rest of them. And then we needed to know, why are we here? They were talking about political imbalance, but this one, all we wanted is, let's get the attention of the government. And then we can make them to review it. Tinubu is trying to review most of these things. He has not caused Igbo people, he has not caused Yoruba people, he has not caused Hausa people, but we trusted Igbo people who followed Nnamdi Kanu. And then along the line, we've gotten enough attention for us to begin to put pressure on our representative at every level, House of the Rep to the floor of the Senate. The camel's back was broken. First of all, when I noticed there were a lot of quarries everywhere. And each time I look into any matter, I've discovered that Nnamdi Kanu is behind it. Because he likes to hit heads together so that all of you will be fighting each other and nobody pays attention to him. I know that game. And I pause. And then along the line, I noticed that we were being used. Now let me give you a secret. Some Igbo politicians who were supporting us, if Nigerian government perceive that this person is supporting Biafra agitation, now the Kanu will say, go to Radio Biafra and start insulting them. And so most Igbo elites Nnamdi Kanu was insulting was actually a diversion. So by the time they wake up and say, this man, Willie Obiano is a criminal, he's a kai man, he's a useless man, they will look for his photo that make him look like a drunkard. Do you think Willie Obiano is an ignorant man? But behind, Nnamdi Kanu first son, is Willie Obiano, God's son. Benjamin Madubugu, Nnamdi Kanu and all the family members, Willie Obiano gave all of them one SVU jeep. But every day, Nnamdi Kanu is insulting him. 90% of people Nnamdi Kanu were insulting was a decoy, so Nigerians will not know what is happening. We found out. And so we were very careful the people we insult and the people we talk to. And then we wake up one day and say, this is where we will get them. There will be no election again in Biafra land. These are the work of the teachers, Igbo fraudulent teachers, Igbo custodians. They know how to upset the balance. Now you must know and watch out. I'm coming. And they said no election again in Biafra land. We campaigned. We carry out a lot of activities, counting communities, pulling centers, keeping vital data record to make sure nobody can rig election. All of them were successful. Along the line, my teammate, late Chimaobi Okafor, Miss, began to get, I think she began to know what she's supposed not to know. She gave me some advice that I stick to. And lo and behold, less than a few times, Chimaobi Okafor was murdered. The same way they murder Ikechukwu. Are you hearing them talking about Ikechukwu Goha? They know too much. These people know the truth. If Chidebere Onwudiwe, who also know the truth, open his mouth to talk, they will kill Chidebere Onwudiwe because they are Ndi Igbo and they agree they are Ndi Igbo. And then, after all the noise we made that there will be no election, risking our life. And then, less than 3 days or thereabouts to election, now they called the emergency meeting of the DOS, which I am one of them. And he said, well, we have been talking to our elders and they have, said, let's forget that all our terms and conditions have been met. And a man called Obidio Binu asking Nnamdi Kanu, these elders you went to have meeting with, is George Onibe aware? Because the last time I checked, he's the African rep. If he's not aware, who went to this meeting? Nnamdi Kanu snubbed him. As usual, arrogant and useless animal like majority of the Igbo people. I said, I just want to tell you people, Judge Onibe, go on radio, tell the people they can go and vote. That is where I start coming openly the first time. And I said, sir, have you considered how this decision will affect the people? He said, are you telling me they will not obey me? I said, I've not said so, sir. Because you asked us not to register for PVC, not to go for election. And less than 3 days to election, you say we should go and vote. With what? Notwithstanding, I would do what you asked me to do. But then there was a question mark in everything they were doing. Half of the Igbo people doing Biafra now discover Nnamdi Kanu is a scam because all our terms and conditions have been made, sealed, delivered, and documented. And then he say, if God don't give us Biafra in 2015, all Igbo people will die, including his entire family. God will destroy all Igbo people. When Igbo people are supposed to be begging God to forgive them, they are still, drop your insult, Igbo people, in the ocean. Drop your insult. I know how it will end. Don't worry. And then Nnamdi Kanu make noise, seal, deliver. Igbo people, when will you ask Nnamdi Kanu and his group of criminals? What did they seal? What did they deliver? What did they document? Of course, with Atiku Abubakar and Peter Obi, your obedient movement. And you think we are foolish? Don't worry. And after this, half of Igbo people knew Nnamdi Kanu is a criminal. They begin to shift back. People like Uche Okafor, they begin to shift back. People like Dr. Uche Nwokenkwo, they begin to shift back. People like Owon Zulumba, they begin to shift back. So many of them. I'm not talking about Clifford Chukwuemeka Iruanya, all those ones that have been character assassinated for opposing this criminal rubbish. But then now they cannot have the good teachers. The custodians of this criminality in Igbo land are not yet known. But they will come out, don't worry. Some of them I know already, but I'm still questioning their integrity. Because if I mention their name, you won't believe. Let's leave it at that. So you will understand the order of the custodians, the teachers, how they can easily deceive you. So we kept quiet. And when they noticed that things have started falling apart, they said, how do we solve this problem? Now, we can't allow the name of Biafra to be destroyed. Let's create another Biafra platform to be the light against the darkness, or the darkness against the light. At least let's draw boundary between those using Biafra to steal and those using Biafra to do the right thing. We moved into the de facto customary government. People like Alhaji Asare Dokubo was happy to join. People like Risekan was happy to join. People like Enes and Tukara. So many wonderful people from the Sasa. They all joined. When they began to run, nobody told them where the back door is. All of them ran. Including Alhaji Asare Dokubo, he ran. But I stood my ground. So I started following Biafra de facto customary government. And along the line, they say, you're going to be the chancellor. I said, I'm not going to be the chancellor. That is why I offended Obidi Obienu. Because I said I will not be the chancellor of de facto customary government. Before it was given to Aslem Udowele. I have to run for my life because I see that the de facto customary government has changed to obedient movement. They were sharing money. These are teachers. They know how to meander. I'm coming. And then I told them, I will not vote for Peter Obi. I will not campaign for Peter Obi. And I promise I will not attack Peter Obi. Because I know many meetings I have had with Peter Obi. The last was in Enugu with Barrister Aloy Jimako, myself, and one useless Kaikai Igbo elder. I said I will not do that. And then I became enemy. And I pulled back from them. There are still some of them. Maybe they were sent to Columbia me. They say, let's leave them. Let's join Igbo unity. Because they saw that there is division already between the South-South and the Southeast. The truth is becoming clearer. Most of them was projected by how I was being treated. And some of them expected I will react. I tell them, if I react, I don't stop. And I better not react. And you see, now that I've started reacting, my brother, I am your destiny and I'm your doom. They called me and said, let's start Igbo unity. I told them, there is something about my people that I know you don't know. Because your father may have lied to you and my father told me the truth. Or my father may have lied to me and your father told you the truth. This having been said, I will be with you people, consult my elders, talk to my leaders, because they have the final say in my place. And based on the issue they will raise or present, we will know how to go about this consultation. Believe me, money was voted for this purpose. The same money was stolen by Igbo people. A German brought money, let me not mention their name. Let's go for consultation. Igbo people share the money and even want to blame it on me. The day I asked them question about that consultation money, that was the day they stopped talking about that consultation money. But then, along the line, it looked like it's very expensive. Just the same way they told Agu Yoronsi, now that Igbo people have killed Hausa and Yoruba people in the name of Igbo coup, why don't you consult Hausa people and appease them? Agu Yoronsi refused. The same way, one of them, who is a buffoon, said, well, no more consultation. If they don't want to do, let everybody stay his own. They have seen that I cannot be used. And now they know that I cannot be used. All they wanted to do is to keep me somewhere preoccupied, so I will not refute. So they now went back and started sponsoring people. They started sponsoring people. The one they call Namen, the one that says Ikane be Kanayo, Yoshi, all of them, all these Igbo people. They began to raise them. Forget about the new recruit, all these ones that say they are almighty and other Atoro. They don't know they are swimming in an ark-infested water. But of course, if Igbo man kill Igbo man, it's okay because it's in their nature, because they are not our people. And so they brought out this group and started sponsoring them. Oh, this is Igbo. They were making it so beautiful, very colorful. And when I started pointing them out, most of you don't believe me. They started saying, don't mind him, he was expelled, he's a jobless, he's a criminal, he's a drunkard. They were saying all these things to discredit what I say, but I know how all these things function. Today, am I still a drunkard? Huh? Yes, I'm in the uncompleted building. Am I still an armed robber? And now, how do they unite you? They don't unite you as come, my people. In those days when Anyoma was being planned, this group formed a song. I was still very small. And so when there is a meeting of Anyoma women, I remember my mother used to attend that meeting. A meeting that comprises of Eka, Anyocha, Osimili, and Indokwa women. They have a special song. I don't know how to sing that song. I don't know why. But if you are an elderly Anyoma woman, I'm sure you must have heard the song. Because each morning my mother is dressing. She will bring out her bead, bring out her George, bring out her clothes, and then she will be singing while dressing. Anyencha bunu funne, anyencha bunu funne, mananya bunu fuobo ocha. What they say there, I do not understand. It's something like iyewo, anyama, anyama. I don't know what they are saying there. Then you say, yeah, but iyewo. They will still say something. I was still very small. And so the essence of bringing Anyoma people together was not talking down on anybody. Because if I have to tell you with proudness, we get category for Anyoma. But it really doesn't matter. Anyoma is Anyoma. We have to respect this. And I make these people understand. The way you are even going about Igbo unification, you are spitting on my people. You can't call me sub-Igbo group. Because that means small, inferior. You can't call me sub-Igbo group. Are you an animal to call me that? What do you have more than me? Is it the land mass? What do you have more than me? Is the education background? What do you have more than me except selling fake crude or baby factory criminality? What do you have more than me? You don't use that word for me. It's an offense. So there must be Igbo group. Ikwere is Igbo group. Everybody is Igbo group. You must be Igbo group. Sub-Igbo group for that matter. If I swear for you, you will not understand me. And then they were going about telling them, Anyoma people say they are not Igbo because they are afraid of Nigeria. Say that Nigeria will not kill them because Nigeria was suffering Igbo people. Lie from the pit of hell. But they will never tell you that almost 80% of Ojukwu general, all of them are from my people. But now we are afraid of Nigeria. And they will tell you that Ikwere, because of abandoned property, Ikwere, they say now they are not Igbo. So Ikwere must be Igbo. They were spitting on us. Who unites who with rubbish like this? But they had a mission. They had a plan. The same way Madam Fodo had a plan for Hausa people. And I'm sure Hausa people are enjoying it. That is why I brought them in. They started promoting it. They started sponsoring it. They hire teachers everywhere teaching you fake history. History like Abo speak Igbo language. Who told you Abo Eka language is Igbo language? Ikwere speak Igbo language. Who told you Ikwere language is Igbo language? As far as you say Bia, and then you are Igbo, God will punish all of you. And even when we want to tell them our own side of the story, they say, don't mind him, he's a Fulani. Go to my comment section. They are calling me Fulani already. And I'd rather be a Fulani now than to be an Igbo man. You kind of Igbo from the canon. For Fiakwa. They started distorting history. When I wear cap as Anyoma, they will now, in fact, I was going online. And my friend with me said, because we're debating about, talking about traditional attire that belongs to every ethnic group in Nigeria. And then we're trying to differentiate TV people and Idoma people. And I said, which of them is Idoma traditional attire? Is it the white and black or the red and black or something like that? I was mistaken. And the person said, oh no, Idoma is red and black. That was some time ago. And yesterday, I told him, because what I'm asking is very soon, Igbo people will start using Idoma traditional attire to showcase that is Igbo culture. Because I showed them many of our heritage Igbo have claimed. And it was the person that now ran to me and said, look at what you just said, though. See, this is Idoma cloth. And the people putting on this Idoma cloth, they say it's Anambra culture. It's on the internet already. Maybe I will go and look for it, screenshot it and post it here. So about Igbo people have stolen Idoma traditional wear, red and black. And it's Igbo culture now. These are the things their teacher began to do. Why are they doing all these things? Because first of all, from saying we are speaking Igbo language, which makes us lower and inferior to them, they will begin to say that our culture, our heritage is theirs, will make us useless and empty. And then they will migrate to the level where they say Ikwere land is Igbo land, Abo land is Igbo land. And once they remove you from that land, you are gone. You see, Hausa is finding it difficult to fight back. They can't even talk because they don't know who to offend. When we get there, this Igbo people institution, headed by custodians, they will destroy us. And so, if your community teachers, your community custodians are not doing their job, you people will not be able to make comeback. Learn from the Benin people. After many years of suffering in the hand of the imperialists, after many years of Benin people being betrayed by Wazobia and One Nigeria, after many years, they have fought internal and external enemy. Look at how fast they are able to make a comeback, because the custodian of Benin Kingdom, the custodian of their knowledge, was not misplaced. And to cut the long story short, I give you the history of my king once again, the Obi of Abo, Ubika Bekuzie, the Denyi. And I've said it before in other broadcasts. When his father died, he didn't have a son. And according to tradition, in the hand of the custodians, which are our teachers, his immediate younger brother would have become king. But these custodians, these teachers, these people who know the secret, they said, no, one of the wife is still pregnant. Until she deliver, nobody stays the throne. Not even the king's immediate younger brother. And then a council was set up for somebody to protect the thrones. They are the protectors of the throne. They are part of the custodians. They can never be king, but they will defend the throne with everything that is in them. And for many years, over 3 decades, Abo stood without a king. But there was no chaos. There was no problem, because the teachers are putting everybody in right perspective, in right mindset, in what to do and what not to do. And when the king was of age, he came back. This is how powerful the teachers, the custodians can be. Today, look at the failure of the church. The failure of the church is because they neglect the teachers. Every one of them is hiring their fake teacher to give you cock and bull story. And that is why the church is where it is today. If we have had sincere teachers from the Christian aspect, who will tell you that this thing is wrong and this thing is right, calling a spade is spade, there will not be different interdenomination in the first place. There will not be able to bring in heresy into the system, because the church has lost the platform for custodian, which is the teacher. They don't even respect teachers. You only know, have you seen any man of God in the world today that comes out and tell you, I am a teacher? They will not respect them as men of God. But I don't blame you, because as far as they talk down on the teacher, you will never know their value, and you can never benefit from them. That is why teachers are poorly paid. That is why teachers are not recognized anywhere in the world. That is why teacher will teach you to become a doctor and become heaven and earth. And it's a common teacher, but you will not understand this. In the absence of teachers, there will be no doctor. In the absence of teacher, there will be no lawyer. There must be teacher. Forget what you call them. So in the absence of your community teacher, which are the custodian, your people are gone. And those who know the value of the teachers, they are taking advantage of it to the detriment of our people. But I'm sure you don't understand. And so this is the era where the custodians of our cultural tradition, our teachers, our elders, must come forth and begin to enlighten their children. Start from somewhere, or else these Igbo custodians, these Igbo teachers, they will teach your children to become who they are not. And I'm sure you don't understand. And so in the coming days, we shall be looking at the order of the custodians. Teachers are very important. Look at the whole Christianity. All these years I have been a Christian. It's only few teachers I see. It's not the one just saying he's a teacher. All of them. It's only one teacher I saw who is a practical Christian, and that is Derek Prince. And if you have had access to the book of Derek Prince, you will know he's a teacher. But nobody answers teacher, because you won't even respect them in the first place. But you do not know that they are the one who decide whether things will go well or things will not go well. And so when you see your Sunday school teacher who is teaching you the truth, respect them. And of course, this having been said, we will bring it to an end here. I only try to make you see the importance of the order of the custodian, the people we call the teacher. They are the one the Igbo people always use to upset the balance. They are everywhere. They are doing their job actively. They are the one that will tell you that Igbo used to own Ile-Ife before they have problem. One Yoruba woman now conquer them, and they now run to where they are. And if Yoruba woman conquer Igbo and pursue them out of Ile-Ife, our teachers should begin to ask the Igbo teachers, then how come now, where you run to now, you now begin to own even Benin? Because Igodomi is Biafra, Agadami Gada is Biafra, Isha is Biafra, Ijo is Biafra, everybody is Biafra. The people who Yoruba woman, according to their own teacher, chase away. Because when they shoot themselves on the feet, they don't know, because their teacher teach falsehood. Their intention will not only lead their people astray, it will destroy other race if not checked. And Yoma people, do not sheathe your sword yet. Do not relax and think all is well and nothing will happen. Something will happen. And so the work we are doing here, it's meant for only the brave and the wise. But it's as simple as stopping them from selling the next generation of our people. And this is one thing we'll not allow them to achieve. I'll go to the comment section and then I'll attend to one or two insult, because I love insult, and then we can bring it to an end. Oh, yes, let's go there. Who do we see here? It's a barrister. Agbori, you are a true champion of image and tradition. Thank you, my brother. I am humble. I see Nicholas Boruchi. He said, George Onibe, what makes you not to be Igbo in the north? All northerners have different language, still identify as Hausa Fulani. Even their language does not is it totally at all. But you and Ikwere dialect of Enugu, Anambra, Imo are all different. And now, this is the problem. This is a teacher. This guy now is Igbo teacher, this Nicholas. They are the people you should be aware of. He's telling us that Hausa Fulani, all of them are different, but yet they say they are one. Is Hausa really enjoying one Nigeria as much as Fulani is enjoying one Nigeria? Nicholas, that is the problem. The level of enjoyment Igbo people have enjoyed Nigeria, if Igbo people enjoy it in 4 years, there will be no Igbo. That is the problem, Nicholas. What you are talking now, it doesn't make any difference. The problem now is that, Nicholas, you people want to believe that you are ahead of us. And we say no. A child cannot tell his father that he's a small boy. Igbo people are the father of Igbo people. Why don't you accept that so that we can all move along? You are telling me history of Hausa Fulani. Can you still tell me that Hausa people enjoyed Nigeria more than Fulani people? Where a Fulani man will dare in Nigeria? If Hausa try it. But you are ignorant, you are a criminal. Deception. You are Igbo man. That is just the problem. Let's see another person. Nicholas is a custodian of Igbo 419. He said, believe it or not, Ikwere is not Igbo. Onisha is not Igbo. Ebonyi is not Igbo. They are all being incorporated. That is the truth. That is the truth. And so when they are able to destroy you and shut you down, you know, they go, hey, Igbo. Tomorrow they will be killing you and calling Fulani headsmen. And when they finish killing you, they take over your land. Is it not what happened in Arochukwu? Now, Ibibio Juju now is now Igbo Juju. Igbo people, what is Ebenokpabe? No, now get Ebenokpabe. How did Ebenokpabe in Arochukwu become Igbo land now? And you want us to shut up so that you follow the back door and do the same atrocity in a modern day Nigeria like this? You will not have your way. Nicholas, you are just a fake teacher. And you're too inferior to the level of knowledge I've been exposed to. So all the trash you are talking is rubbish. You say, Izu, Kama, you all are failure. From Thomas, Agun Yoronsi, all of them. Ogun go truly kill all of them. Ogun, I go kill them. You said the right thing. But this is hate speech. And when they are cursing other people, it's love speech. With the additional lies, propaganda, blackmail, character assassination, instigation between one community and another, even family to family. That time is holy. They are loving people. What a shame. This is where I'll bring this broadcast to an end. We'll continue from there tomorrow. We're not going anywhere. Not until our people know the complete truth and accept it. Have a nice day. Drop your insult on the comment.